So today I'm going to tell you about triggers. So at first I'll tell you what is the use of using the triggers. Till now we have done like many queries on the relational database, and we have executed the DDL commands, even the DML commands whenever the requirement is there. Then we'll just update, and if we don't want to maintain the records which we have already created in the table, yes, we can do it with the delete command. Or else if you want to insert one more record into the table, that can be possible using the insert command. You might think or not, I don't know, but if I ask you the question like, we are updating if there is a requirement, or if we mistakenly uploaded some data, okay, of one particular record, then we will just update using the update command. We will just modify what we have mistakenly given. That data can be modified using the update command by setting some value. Yes, by specifying some condition where some SID equal to some student 4 record. Okay, so like that. If suppose, if you want to update some multiple records at a time, then it cannot be possible using the update command. Okay, if you want to update some multiple records, then we have to execute every time. Okay, how many of the records that you want to update, you have to execute. Hello?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Like we have to do separately for every file.
It takes a lot of time.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is what we'll use the triggers. What it will do is, if we have to at first create one trigger, and then while creating the trigger only, we have to declare what the variables that we are going to do and what the updations that you are making to change. So after we have created the trigger, then we have to execute. Okay, by calling the trigger as like we have done the functions. Suppose I'll give you the general example. As in the Dbms faculty for your section, suppose I want to add some 10 marks to those students who have just shown the outstanding performance. Maybe out of 60, okay, maybe if I found like 10 members. So for 10 members, if I want to give 10 marks plus 10, okay, so it can be happen using the triggers, because if I just write, okay, see here, by using the triggers, I have to read the initial values also. I have to read the initial values, okay, and then for them I will add. That means we have to put even the condition here also, okay. Then I will just add some 10 marks to the old marks, so that I will get the new marks, and this new marks will be gets updated. Okay. So this is what, and one more example. Suppose there was a company. Okay. For the employees, okay, the management want to give them like the Dasra bonus. So what they'll do, they'll take the initial salary and they'll just add, okay, maybe 10%, okay, maybe 10,000 for all the employees. Then automatically the updation has to be done for all the employees at a time. So it can also be possible in the triggers. We can add for all the customers, okay. So in this way, it helps us a lot. Let me share the document of triggers. I'll explain you the syntax and all. So what I have given the explanation, that is what about this. If you go through it once, you can understand. So it will be automatically executed when some event occurs. Yes, a DML statements, all this can be possible for the trigger, and we can even drop C. Okay, I think yesterday. So yesterday we have seen up to the creation of function and using the functions. If you don't want to maintain that function, if you don't want to restore that function, then you can drop the function also, as like how we are dropping the table. If you drop once the function, then the automatically the block of code for that function will be gets deleted. So as like that, even the trigger also you can drop the trigger using the drop function. Nothing much difficulty. For the drop it was easy, for the creation only it is somewhat difficult. Drop, trigger and trigger name. Okay, so this can also be possible, and these are the advantages. You can go through it once, and now you are going to see this. Trigger generates some derived column, and some derived column values automatically. So this is what the syntax of trigger. See here, remember, as it is, we are writing the code in PLSQL. So what is the first statement that we have to put? Set server output on. So put that statement, and for any trigger, whatever the trigger that you are going to define. So this statement should be same, but here give your own trigger name. So suppose if I want to make the changes of the customers, okay, salaries, then I will just I'll just define here the trigger name is, yes, customer salaries updation. So like that you can give your own defined names for the trigger. And this is what, so see here, so this trigger, what it will do, it will just read the before values, and instead of it, it will, after doing the updation, it will give us the after. So after the trigger is executed, we'll get the updation values. So this is what the explanation, and these are the DML commands, and on which column you are going to perform, on which table you are going to perform this, you have to specify. And we have to go reference, we have to refer the old values, and then we'll get the new values. So for each row, because see, if suppose there was a condition, we have to check for each row. Okay, and if the condition was satisfied by that particular row, then we are going to get update that record values. So for each row, it is common, and one of condition, here you have to put the condition, and after then the declaration statement should be there, begin. And this is normal. The logic you have to write here in this begin part. And if there was any exceptions, like you have to put under the exception part. So finally end will get the output. So this is what the explanation of above syntax. So now I will show you one simple example. I will explain you at first the coding part. So see, this is what display salary changes. I have already told you this is common, and this you have to define. And this is what, see, on the table name, if you type like this as it is, then if the in your database, if the customer table was not existing, then you will not get the output. You will get the error like the table was not existed or views not existed. So in that case, whatever the table that was already existed, take that, okay, or else create a new table and perform the trigger. So for each row, here the condition is this one. Okay, so we have specified here some condition, and this is the declaration part. So one variable that here we have taken like salary difference number, because I'm going to display what is the initial value of salary for the particular customer and the new salary, and what is the difference now after adding something, what is the difference. So for each record, uh, like which record have satisfied the condition, so that records initial value, that means old value, new value, and the salary difference between the old and new salary. So this is what the trigger creation syntax. Okay, and this is the execution part. See, again we have to, because we have dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, it is going to display something, so it can be done if you set the server output on. Okay, because we'll get the output from the server side. If it is on, then we can be able to see this in the PLSQL. So declare here, why again we took one more variable here is how many of the records that have modified. Okay, so to know that total count of the records which is modified. So for that purpose, we have taken one more record here. And this is the begin part. I'm going to update this table. So, and what is the updation here is, we are going to add 5,000 to the initial salary. Okay, that means old salary. So that will get here the new one. So we are going to set this. And suppose if based on the condition, it will check all the records. If none of the record, okay, uh, satisfying the condition, then we have to get some message. So if it is not found, then no customer records are updated. Else, total rows equal to SQL row count. And this is what we are going to display this. See, remember one thing, in this statement, whatever you will put the text in quotations, that will be treated as a message only. Okay, but if you put the variables, then you will get the variable values. And if and. So this is what the execution of the trigger. Okay, sorry, we haven't till now executed, but this is what the simple program using the triggers to display the salary updations of customers. So let me copy this. Let me upload it first, the material into portal. Clear screen. So why here we are getting the error? So let me correct this. So set server output on create or replace trigger. So the trigger name is this one. And so delete, insert or update DML commands on customer table. Uh, so for each row, the condition is this one. So whose salary is greater than 65,000, I'm going to add some bonus of 5,000 again. So for that, I took one variable. Begin. This is what. So let us check. Okay, trigger created. So let me at first select the records, select the star from customer. We have to check whether the records are existing in the table. Okay, there were 3 records and having the salary, first record, that means first customer, mm, is their salary is 55,000 and second one is 65 and third one is 70. So, okay. So this is what the input table and this is the trigger creation. And students, are you all following? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll execute. So set server output on declare yes rows number with update customer. So see salary because I gave here the attribute called C salary. So set C salary equal to plus 5,000 if it's not found, no customer subject. Yes. So let us execute. And we'll select the records whether the values were changed or not. The salaries, customer table. So 55. Sixty, 65, 70, 70, 75. So it is working for each and every record. It means changing here the condition and checking. Okay. So the updation is performing on each and every record. So the thing you have to do is at first create the trigger, or else if you want to perform uh, on the student table, then take the table student. Anyhow, the student table has the attribute called student marks. So you can perform even on that without creating the new table. Okay, but remember one thing, wherever I gave here the name so-called customer, you have to modify that table name. And remember one thing, we are whatever here I have given the attribute so-called C salary, but there you have to replace the C salary with S marks and give the value plus 10 and check whether the marks are updating or not at a time. Suppose మీకు out of syllabus ఏదైనా వచ్చింది అనుకోండి question. So then what we have to do, we have to give 12 marks for that question. There was no other option for us. So we'll add anyhow, the evaluation will be done. So after evaluation, what we'll do is we'll just updated all the records plus 10. Shall I upload the material or will you execute like this?
Ma'am, upload, ma'am.
SQL triggers.
Ma'am, did you do it? Upload.
Yeah, uploaded just. Yes, you can check. Go through it once. In the model portal, I have uploaded the material of real SQL triggers. Students, can you able to see? Can you able to see
Yes,
the
ma'am.
material?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have done? If done, let me know. Ping me through chat. Students, are you all having zeal to write all the module 5 tests? Or do you want me to give the exception for the module 5 test? Module 5 Dbms examination. Yes? Say yes or no. If not, if you don't want to write the module 5 test, then
Ma'am, when ma'am?
yes?
When is it?
No, actually after the 5th module test, you will have this module 5 examination test, right? After the 5th module, we have finished the syllabus, we'll have the module 5 examination, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you all want to write all the module 5 tests? Or do you want me to give the exception for any of the module tests?
Ma'am, exception as in like
Like,
when like usually when we get like total marks, no ma'am, they'll divide it by 5.
yeah, actually for that what we are going to do is we will give the assignment and we'll make, yes, we'll take that marks into consideration and we will round up for again 5 marks. So then we will add for 20.
So module marks you'll get through assignment.
Yeah, one module test, maybe module 5 test. Is it okay for you all?
Ma'am, I think you should put a poll and
Yes,
decide.
ma'am. It's better you ask everyone.
Okay. At least, what is your opinion? If you like, ping me through chat box then. I can see the responses personally, na? So no problem.
Ma'am, can I like share my screen? I have a compilation.
Okay.
Host is disabled. Screen share.
Oh, okay. But I have given only the two options. So at least select one, only one. If you want to write all the module tests, okay. Then if you want me to give one exception for any of the module tests, then for that you have to write the assignment. So choice is yours. I'm just asking you all. I'll just convey the information to the subject coordinators and course champions. Okay, then I will put a poll also in the next meeting. I used to conduct a poll. Uh, anyhow, I think on Friday we have lab, right? But we have holiday, I think. So 3 classes. We'll miss 3 classes, but we have to cover the remaining concepts in the next week. But for the other section, maybe I can complete the syllabus within this week. Okay, I got some responses. Okay. Yes, I given the option, Saran.
Ma'am, option. Yeah, ma'am, I'm sharing.
Okay. Can you give me the reply why you have, why do you want to write all the module files?
Because assignment is again assignment.
Okay.
It's too much work, ma'am. Like we have already a lot to do. So like one more assignment. The thing is, module test you can finish off in like you can study for 1 hour and finish it in 15, but assignment will take like a few hours. That is my look at it. That's all.
Okay.
Now I'm getting compilation error.
Trigger created with compilation error. What is the DSC?
I that
Uh, display salaries customers.
yes, ma'am. Do I have to mention it as?
Okay, not a problem. Yes, name you given wrong. In the condition, what is that? SA name.
No, ma'am, I saved it essay and name only.
Okay, come down. Fine. The second line is correct. And, students, if no one have any doubts, then you can leave the meeting because it's already 9:52. Do you all you have the second hour also, or it's leisure hour? Saran,
No, yes, ma'am.
what's your second hour subject?
We have software engineering.
Okay. Who's the faculty teaching for that subject?
Her ma'am's name is Vijay, ma'am, or something
Okay,
like
okay, okay. any marks for. No, I'll not do.